Bonjour. No.
Ale.
That's
Sorry, I should have
Italian,
said
dude.
ale.
Bonjour, comment ça va? Ça va bien, merci à toi?
He's like stupid. Okay. Welcome back to part technically 2, but our third recording of session 89 of Materia. Where we left off, the Menagerie had gotten in touch with Isos, and they had started to discuss the concerning truth that the harvest is probably nigh and soon, and that they needed to figure out a way to get rid of many people in the town and how to exodus them. However, there seems to be a lot of logistical issues with that. The Menagerie themselves came up with some parts of the plan that involved getting word to be spread to inform the people that it's time to leave for the sake of their lives, as well as having Esos's crew try to figure out points of weakness in the patrols and the border holdings of the hags and their followers in Greenhill, as well as leaving the Menagerie some of that chalk, which was identified as a somewhat magical catalyst derived most likely from that same blue crystals that the Menagerie encountered at the Olivine Mills. And I'm sure there was other stuff that I'm just forgetting because it's a lot that's going all out at once, and we'll come to it when it becomes pertinent. So, Menagerie and my friends. Al has taken Isis to the underground. Well, not the underground, the tower, to go find if they can. Oh no, you took him to the building, right?
The
You didn't take him to
destination.
Yeah, little destination.
yeah. So taking Isos to like the northwest portion of Greenhill, not quite where the Reds are, and has begun to dabble in. Well, the idea is to dabble and try to activate that glyph. We'll pick up there shortly. Anything that I missed or anything that is like of major concern that I need to bring up as a reminder to you guys? Are we good? I think we're good. Cool. Awesome. Oh, and then Pebble bit Esos on the ear, so Rock knows that Esos is Esos.
Pebble drew first blood.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So, Menagerie. What's going on?
I go back to sleep.
Yep. I guess we'll go when nothing's happening on. We'll pick up with Al taking Esos over to whatever you call it, the abandoned study, as it were.
Oh, great. The other guy on duty's asleep.
Oh shit. The guy on watch is asleep. Well.
Oh shit, that's right. But Pebble's not.
Ah.
It was okay. Rock falls, he dies.
Hey, got him.
We knew him well. Wait, we beat Simon. Yay!
Yeah.
Good job, guys. I knew we could do it.
It's on the recording, so it's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kanan.
Canon.
I think it's also a source of truth. All right, Menagerie. Well, if you don't mind, we're gonna jump over to Al. Al, has you been kind of leading your friend, your colleague, your acquaintance over to, this location that is the close to the abandoned hut. Well, a few of his people have joined. So there's been a couple of individuals that he's kind of picked up, and you realize that they have eyes, not everywhere, but they do have a good sweeping coverage. And along the way, as he was interacting with his, men and his people, not all of them were joining and assisting. Some of them were given orders to start, spreading the message, the word, making sure people are on the same page, that they're ready to act in the the best interest. Something Esos you pick up on is he's not necessarily telling them everything. He's just telling them, enough orders that they listen and carry through. Not necessarily, he's not necessarily saying like, the hags are getting ready to harvest people. It's just like, no, it's time. We need to get people out. There might be a conflict on a large scale here within town. I know it's not typically our jobs to, protect people. That's what the Adventurers Guild was for, but they're gone. It's our city. It's our town. And while we don't have the best rep here, we still don't want it to go away. So and you see they understand. You see that degree of faith and loyalty in Essos as their leader. So those that are, coming for instructions and then branching off, there's a high degree of confidence that they're, doing what they're told. But yeah, sorry. Eventually, unless if you have anything you want to add, you do make it to that abandoned study.
Sure thing. I'll definitely be on the lookout at first, and I'll start to feel more comfortable just leading the way once a few of his men join.
Mhm.
I'm gonna sneak a bardic inspiration onto Essos, just like you got a real good operation going here. A lot of good people, a lot of trust. I like it. It's inspirational.
It's a lot of trust, and well, it has to be that way, frankly. Uh,
Seems smooth though.
well, thank you. I mean, I wish I could feel more confident in actually telling them everything, but I think you understand. I mean, I have a hard time just accepting what you told me.
No, yeah, very understandable. No need to give any unnecessary panic. Something that may not be worth,
Yeah.
panicking over.
Frankly, traders and spies and trade people that trade, not traitors, traders,
Oh,
spies, we'll cut purses and all that. That's what we do. We don't we don't fight monsters and spell casters, and so yeah,
mm.
rituals and sacrifices and no, that's not our thing.
No, the guild kind of filled that niche, but when they're missing, the rituals get a chance to prosper and start doing what they want to do.
Yeah, which just shows you how fucked up the world is, right? When they're
Oh yes.
yeah, why can't people just stick to, I don't know, using their wits and outsmarting one another? I don't have to just rely on. Uh, I don't get it. I don't want to even try to understand it. I just want to make sure that when I wake up tomorrow, there's a city here.
hmm Yeah, we've got our hands full right now. We can focus on that first now. Yeah, but once it's done, we can ponder a bit more.
I hope so. I mean, didn't necessarily like Seb that much, and it's kind of a pain in the ass once he got his little sewer boys running around. He was good for the people here. They're gone, so been interesting working with him recently. I guess he's kind of rubbing off on my outlook. Guess not everything is just profit and gains.
Mhm. Yeah, there's always needs to be something bigger.
I don't. I'll be honest. I don't know why I care that all these people could potentially like. I would care from making coin, but that's not why I care. Doesn't. The city, this town, these people, they've been through enough. They're going through enough. It's weird. I'm conflicted, but
No, at least you're honest with yourself. Um, what's the alternative? Bailing and trying to set up somewhere new. Sounds a little easier to, at least for now, defend what you have.
Yeah, but I mean, that's typically my thing. I'm good at running away, uh, run to live another day kind of thing. But I don't know why I can't get myself to run. I don't know. It's not typical me. It's weird.
Starting to think the menagerie has that kind of an effect on a person. I'm not sure why I stick around either. It's really just for them, you know?
It's dangerous to be around you guys, honestly.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah. All right. So are we getting close to?
Yeah, it shouldn't be more than a couple blocks away. Um, last thing, every 400 feet or so, I'm gonna just kind of mentally make a checkpoint somewhere I can warp to if things go to shit.
Oh, nice. Okay, I like that.
Like, oh, that alley looks nice. So that window seal, make sure we can get there.
Okay. Uh, yeah, he'll kind of notice every. He's keen. He's observant. He'll be like, uh, something something wrong? Something the matter?
Oh, I guess this is a heads up. If things go poorly, I have an out. I can bring you with me, but remember to have slow breathing. You got to control your breathing, and it's a piece of cake.
So trust you is basically what you're trying to say.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you've been trusting us up to this point.
Sure. I trust you. All right. So you guys managed to get at least as close as you wish to that complex, the little abandoned building study. What do you guys do?
Mm, I guess try and sneak in. Try and see if there's anybody home. There's maybe a cracked window or anything.
So keep in mind the windows were on this building.
That was a two-story.
They were like up, like there are windows, but they're little slits up high. Like if the wall facing you is about 10 feet tall, not quite. I remember like it was more like 8 feet. It's like a foot down. There's slits to let light in, and there's just a door to open. There's not like an actual window or anything to look through or peer through.
Okay.
However, go ahead and just give me a perception check, and you can do it at advantage just because Isos is with you.
Okay. 12. Perception 21 total.
Yeah. There seems to be no extra light coming from any of the slits above. There's no light coming out from like the door. Yeah.
Mm, I guess
He looks around with you, is like, and seems kind of quiet. Doesn't look like there's anyone really here or in the area.
guess should we just go for it for the front door?
I mean, sure. I mean, you guys got in and out of here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then
Piece of cake.
okay. He'll kind of up to the door and he'll kind of
I want to lead to the front door. What was the thing with Hans and 10 feet? He'll scratch me if it's a secret hidden passage. Not
yeah,
traps. Okay.
yeah, something hidden in that.
He hasn't
He
recharged
will.
traps yet.
Yeah, he'll kind of scratch a little bit. Um, of course, you don't know what he's scratching about. You just know that if it's a hat trap, a hidden door, a hidden message, a hidden glyph, a hidden something there is hidden. Yes, absolutely.
Mm, okay, then I'll go and open the door slowly.
It,
kind of check the perimeter of the door as it opens.
okay. As you kind of go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Ta-da. 8 total.
In total. Okay. You just kind of creep it open. So it's just kind of like looking behind you, looking straight. It's dark inside. It's still basically there's been no signs of any uh movement or anything outside of what you guys did. Like it still looks where you guys rustled up the dust. That's where the dust has been rustled up, and that's about it. Or also the individual that ran out before you guys, essentially.
Hmm.
Like,
Okay.
so where are we? What are we looking for? Seems kind of a small space, no?
Yeah, yeah. There should be. I think there's behind the desk. Stay close to the door, or make sure somebody's keeping a lookout. I'm gonna go over to, I believe there's a desk, and start shifting things around, see if I can find where the sigil was.
Yeah. So the desk was one of those ones. How do I put it? Yeah. So it's one of those desks that kind of folds up into the wall, and it's down. So you would have to kind of like pull it up, push it up.
As it was, yeah.
A bit of punch. Yeah, and then you see that it's like it's not really that hidden. It's just like a stylized drawing, kind of etched into the bottom of that boards that make the desk. It's like that's clearly that's a thing. Okay, can
Hmm.
you understand that?
A little bit. I don't know. No, a lot, a lot. I've been studying it for a bit, but it's my first time trying to, put it into practice.
Okay.
Actually, um, I'm gonna pull out some of the chalk.
Sure.
Um, when Al was drawing on the paper, the parchment, I think the sigil that I found is just the spiral, basically.
Yeah, like it was a spiral with a couple, use your imagination, flare, or, whatever. A little bit of like runes and glyphs kind of around it, very finely written in. He's like, Isis will say, just, I don't know if I can help, but those are, like, that looks like cool numbers, marked, that they're, this is written in Draconic. I can
Wait,
maybe translate.
please, yes, yeah. It didn't occur to me
Um,
that you might know that.
yeah. So I don't know what it necessarily means, but it's like it's like numbers, math, something along those lines. It looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 7. Yeah, 7 numbers, maybe to help figure out this location. And one of those symbols is just what is that symbol? That's not a number. That's something different. This one, and it'll tap to it. This is the one that's not like the others.
Right, that's not even. Yeah, it's not a character in that draconic alphabet, is it?
It's just different. I really don't.
Uh,
So what is this? This is a door, a gate, a portal.
yeah, it's kind of like a destination marker for a portal. Um, so they have a one-way route set up from from the tower to here. Um, and after some studying, I think I can get this linked back so that it's a two-way door.
Okay.
The different symbol he pointed out, do I recognize that at all?
Uh, Go ahead and give me a give me a history check.
History.
Yeah, it'd be more history than anything.
15 total.
He'll say it's derived after. It literally looks like it's meant to say book study. No, not that. This is where we're at. It says home. Yeah. It's a bunch of numbers and then home or base. And base, that's what it is. And you guys will want to work it out together.
Okay. So the placement of the words in the spirals within a spiral.
It's it's like numbers. It's six numbers around the symbol, which tends to be kind of like a spirally thing. And then at the top, let's call it, it's kind of this interpretized symbol that maybe means home or base, landing, something like that.
Hmm.
It's all
Oh,
style of draconic.
I didn't copy the doorway that we went into. The numbers are pretty interesting too, but I feel like we could just shape of the spiral is pretty similar. Flip the words, base and study. I like drawing a second spiral here might be easier than reverse engineering this one now. I'm gonna try my original thing first. When I was drawing on the parchment, he was drawing his own, kind of making glyphs,
Sure.
glyph-esque things for his own dimension door.
Okay.
He's gonna superimpose that. So the way the dimension door looks, it's spiraling clockwise, and it kind of feathers out and disappears at the edges.
Okay.
So it's mostly a bunch of dashed lines going in a circle.
Okay.
Trying to think of anything that's reminiscent of that shape. But yeah, he superimposed it on the spiral in a certain way.
I
Line it up.
can appreciate that. I thought.
And then he
One
was just
second.
gonna copy the symbols. Did he know what they meant first?
So is there anything I can do to help or just give you space?
Think space for a couple of minutes, and then we might manage to help moving some symbols, translating some symbols if first try doesn't do anything.
Okay.
Oh, and sorry, when I write on it, I'd be using the blue chalk.
Yeah, I understand that. You're good. Very well. Let me know if there's anything I can assist with.
Mhm. Uh, oh, not much else besides writing on it more and then maybe
Yeah.
channeling some energy.
Cool.
See if anything
Sure.
happens.
All right. So, question, because this is kind of like an improvised spell check. You done some good prep. You got some understanding. You can give me a spellcrafter's check. So, you're charisma based. So, proficiency plus charisma on a d20 roll.
Okay, put that in here.
And how many luckies do you have left?
I have one left.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because you
Uh,
technically. Yeah.
I'm also really low on spells.
Oh, I know.
I'm gonna use that lucky. Oh my god,
Jeez.
it's better.
I mean, okay. Yeah,
I
it's not an actual one, but okay. And
that's
then
true.
now my question for you here is you start
Just
to
stuff with
kind of
luckies.
tinker and mess with it, and you're trying to impose your lack of understanding essentially on this. you can, if you want to. You're starting to feel like this effort. This is kind of like a futile effort, but you know it's magic sometimes needs a kick. So if you want to, you can expend a spell slot to potentially help, but it depends on what level of spell slot you use as the degree of help.
Mm. Um. This is gonna be a fun one. I'm gonna say if I can use a level 4.
Oof, I like it.
Okay. So level 4 brings your 11 to a 15. The
Okay.
dimension door is a
Level 4.
fourth,
Yes.
so the DC would have been 14, so you succeed.
Oh my god, the 2 would have failed.
And you start to see like it's a very crude kind of hack in a sense to try to get this thing to spark, but the catalyst agent from the chalk is starts to activate and kind of it glows blue. It crackles into a spectrum of hot electric pink, neon bright yellow, like blistering teals, uh, stark like jade greens. But then you're focusing and honing in, and it starts to kind of bend and twist, and all the colors start to become more of your purple with a black flare and like little emphasis of pink. And then you see the scrawling, the paper that you put kind of gets consumed, and where that spiral on the desk is, you start to see a spiral start to emerge out, kind of similar to how you saw it in the walls, indicating that it is likely connected.
um. I'm gonna act more confident than I really am. Like, yeah, there we go. Now we're making some progress.
That's supposed to do that.
Yeah, yeah. This you can tell by the colors. It's my own innate magic. This is
It
feeling pretty
doesn't.
good about this one.
Okay, forgive me. It doesn't look like a door.
Uh, we'll see about that. Wait here for a minute.
Okay.
I'm gonna test it out.
Okay. So you step through.
Yeah. Slow
Dark.
breathing. Don't throw up.
Yeah, you kind of land. He's like, he sees you basically like step in and just kind of, and you last thing you like a brief moment, he's like, like you just started here. And as you emerge, it takes a second for your senses to kind of kick in. Darkness all around you, but on the edge of your periphery where you can see, you see little dozens of little swirling lights and spirals off on the walls. You've made it back.
Oh shit. Not moving at all. Trying to be very quiet. Is there anything else in the room? Any sounds?
Give
Any
me
movement?
a perception check at disadvantage because even though you have dark vision, there is not enough light in here
Mm-hmm.
to visually, but also your regular roll will be for hearing and other senses. Your disadvantage before. So that's one. Go ahead and give me a disadvantage. Okay.
Okay.
Hearing, it's quiet. In fact, now that you're by yourself in here, the only thing you hear is a very slight little hum, and it's the spiraling of the magic. It's making just a little, ever so expenditure of energy that it's still active. And it's just a little, like every one of them has a little
Mm.
dark, it's quiet. besides that, you don't see any motion, you don't hear any footsteps, you don't really smell much of anything. Yeah, you're pretty confident that you are alone in here.
Okay. Um, if I turn around, is the sigil I came in, or do I recognize this sigil I came in through? Is it the same sigil?
They came in through. Yeah, it's the original one that you stepped through the first
Okay.
time. Now that you know kind of what to look for, you see that it is a spiral
Mhm.
and it has 6 draconic, what you now understand is likely numbers, and then it has some sort of draconic S looking symbol on top.
Mhm. Okay. So Al will take a few seconds to examine that. Um, I want to. Can I see any light coming from where the trapdoor may have been in the center of the room?
No, it's shut, closed.
Okay.
No light coming through.
Then I will try to hop back through the way I came.
Okay. You step through, and as you step through, you bump into something and kind of give me a dexterity, or yeah, a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. That's not right. +7, 11 total.
So
I rolled 100.
you rolled 100. Holy shit! I thought your stealth was broken. You bump real hard into Isos, who's like way too close to the spiral, and y'all both
Fuck.
take E. You both
I'm
take 2 points of bludgeoning damage. You, oh,
unconscious.
shh. He's like, oh god, okay, you're okay. Yeah, you made it out. Okay.
It works. Ow, don't. Careful where you stand.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize I crept forward so much. Okay, so it works.
That's my bad. I didn't explain anything. I deserve that. You okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. So what does it mean? It works though.
Um, so before it was a one-way, so they could go from the tower to here. But now I've opened this door. It's a two-way. You can go back and forth as much as you like. It's just an open tunnel now. Magic tunnel.
But all the other stuff is there more openings then? Is that what you're saying?
So yeah, into the tower. There's a hatch. It's closed, so it's just above ground level of the tower. There's plenty of other sigils there, other portals to other parts of town. But so good news, opening this one, I feel like I've got a better grasp of how to do this. Um, Bad news is I'm still exhausted, and I might be able to do some more, open some more tomorrow, but only like 2 or 3. I don't think I can open all. I didn't count them, maybe 12 or 20 of them.
Okay. Well, that's okay. Now, forgive me because this is great. How are we going to use this? That's my only, like, this is great. Does this let us get people out? Is this maybe a way to get people out of here?
Potentially, or at least move them quickly. Um, if we do have, say, 3 of these little huts around town, and you or your men can recognize exactly where they are in town, um, I don't know, be hard to funnel people into small rooms like this.
I mean, this is great. This is fantastic, but this is
Actually,
we need to know how to use this, right?
so I can't open any of these probably until tomorrow morning at the earliest. But if you can read Draconic, I think we might be able to figure out where some of these go, vaguely at least.
Absolutely. I mean, yes, of course. This is a this is a This is awesome.
All right. So remember earlier when I told you slow breathing?
Yes. Wait, you're telling me I'm going. Oh God.
Yeah,
Um.
I need you to follow me. I can't read that shit.
um, Okay.
Take it.
How much
It's
time
not
do
as
I?
bad as it looks. Hmm?
When you go in, how much time do I give you? Like on a count of 3? Do I give you 5
Ah,
seconds? Do
yeah, I
I
say 3.
bump into you again?
Yeah, 3 sounds good. I'll get out of the way quick.
Okay.
But, got to make sure it's a full second. You got to be 1 materia, 2 materia, 3, then you jump through.
1 materia, 2 materia. Okay. Let me give me 1 moment. He kind of steps out, and there's another individual that's you know like at the doorway essentially, and it's not a large space. It's like, all right, just make sure no one comes in here, okay? And yeah, he nods and you step through again.
Yeah, I'll lead and go through.
Okay. 2 materia, 3 materia, and you see it like where it's an interesting visual because he just basically like twists like this little teeny tiny version of it, and he's like, whoa, okay, yep. Where are we again?
This is a tower. Can you see very well right now? I know it's dark as
I can
hell, but
see the lights at the walls. Is that all the other stuff you were talking about?
perfect. Yeah, yeah. Um, that's natural. You always taste blood the first couple times. Don't worry about it. Um,
Yeah, that you do that regularly? No.
uh, getting more used to it. It used to be just for emergencies, but apparently now it's a way to travel. You know,
Right.
but it's
Okay.
okay. It gets easier pretty quickly.
I
Uh,
I take your word for it if we're gonna. Okay. And he
oh,
just kind of starts looking. He's like to. And he just starts kind of wandering to the next one that's closest to y'all. So it's again like 10 feet little spaces. He's like, um, how far away should I? He's like, it makes like a wide berth. He's like, how far away? What's close? What's safe? No one's gonna come through one of these, right?
no, because and then I'm gonna pause there and start doing a quick glance at every sigil on the wall. Are they all spirals facing the same direction?
Yeah, they're all to leave. Essentially, yeah. As far as you can tell, especially on the ones that are close, they're all in the same direction. Yes, yes, yes.
And then as I'm walking around, I'll say to them, they should all be the one-way doors. I think I made the first two-way. No, yeah, we're safe. We're good.
Okay. All right.
Stay where you are. Which one did we come through? Fuck. This one. Does it say study? Is that what the?
uh, essentially, yeah, it's something like, yeah, study. Yeah, yeah,
We just gotta remember to go back through this one.
sure. And he'll take a little like a little dart, and it's got like a little piece of like red ribbon on it. Just gonna tax it next to it. Okay, just in case we're rushing. Red ribbon.
Nice.
So
Then yep, I just follow them and keep asking them, what does this say? What does that say? What does this
okay.
say? Are you sure?
Yeah. So all of them have a series of numbers, 6 of them, and then the 7th one is a symbol that basically indicates a name of a place or a concept of a place. So you have like study, you have spices, you have pottery, like just whatever you can kind of come up with that might be here. You have uh, one that seems to be like clam or something like that. It's kind of hard to understand all the symbols, but it's like, okay,
If
you just
nothing
start
says
yeah.
if nothing says forest or gate or anything, then I think the water ones might be our best bet. And clam. That's gotta be by the docks, right?
I mean,
I'd hope.
we could step through and find out.
I don't know how far away that'll put us.
I mean,
I wouldn't have the energy to, or the time right now to make another door two-way.
okay.
We might have. I don't know if we'll have time to experiment tomorrow either. Damn it. I'll talk with the group a bit and see if we can figure something out.
It's good to me. Very well. Should we not press our luck and get going then?
Um, how far through the checking the sigils are we? If there's not too many, I wouldn't mind checking them all.
Okay, so there are shoot. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. There's more than 20 of them for sure. Which can get you to different places. But I mean, it essentially the pattern isn't too crazy. Coordinates. So the 6 coordinates and then the marker. Um, yeah. So we'll say go ahead, you and Esos, give me. Well, I'll just say because Esos is helping. Give me an investigation check at advantage, and we'll determine how quickly y'all are able to get everything.
Investigation +3. Yeah. Ba-ba-da. All right, 10.
It it probably just because of being cautious and some of it is like it's some of the visual is slightly distorted on the symbol just because of the magic that's activated and kind of swirling. It takes a little bit longer, perhaps that you would like, and definitely that Esos is comfortable with. Uh, but after, I mean, if you're willing to push it, it would probably take you about an hour to make sure you have everything right and squared away. And some of the translations or trying to understand what some of the symbols might mean is really the difficult point.
Okay.
But if you want to get
How
all 20, it's gonna take you, or 20 some, it's gonna take you the full hour.
how long would it have taken us to walk over here?
Walk over here from where you
Uh,
were.
from the fish to the study.
Oh, fish to the study. Because Dragnar was exhausted and a little bit kind of loopy after the thing. It took y'all like an hour and a half, where it probably would have taken y'all 50, like an hour, 45 minutes to an hour normally.
So on this return trip with Esos, it was 45 minutes to an hour.
Uh,
Or would
return
this?
trip would be 45 plus 45, so it'd be an hour and a half. You're gonna do the full return trip. But you guys can rush, obviously, but I'm talking like let's put it this way. This study is 45 minutes by foot on a regular pace away from where you guys are staying.
Perfect. Okay.
Sorry if I was
And I've been awake for a little while. Um, I think I think I'd start with being thorough, maybe the first 5 or 7, and then
yeah,
after that, I'd try and push and be like, we still got to investigate the chalk stuff if we have time. Can you just help me translate if any of these destinations make sense? Make sure we get all of those down.
sure. I mean, maybe we'll be able to come back later, I guess. Sure. We'll say that by the time you guys feel the need to leave, you have roll me. No, I'm not gonna make it roll. You have 12. 12 for sure figured out.
Okay.
Cool. That makes it easy for me. Yeah, 12. Cool. Anything else?
Uh,
Adventurous little knight.
oof, that's for sure. I think we've got enough from this. Do you know if there's, I forgot what we call them, their damn harvest bounty. But they keep putting the chalk. I had a name for those.
The sigils? The harvest symbols? What are you talking about?
Yeah, the harvest symbols. You know, there's
Are
one of
there-
those altars nearby.
Oh, in here? No. No. Are you
Oh,
talking like
sorry.
you walking
Back in the
one
study,
way? Okay.
in the study in the fish hut.
There was a few. Yeah, I mean, there again, there was a few. There was like one or two neutral places that had been converted, right?
Mhm.
If you remember, originally Green Hill was just super neutral.
Okay. Then I think you're ready to go back to the doorway and we can take a look at one of those on the way back.
Sure. Or am I very well? Okay. Yes.
If
And
it's close by, you can join. If we can't find something quickly, then I'm sure you have more important things to do.
uh, yeah, I'm still. This has been here the whole time.
Yeah, it really caught us off guard too.
Um, how do you think I feel? I've been here for years and years. Something like this isn't new, right? This takes time and effort, right?
Yeah, yeah. Trying to deconstruct it took me longer than I expected. I'm not sure about building it to begin with. But yeah, this is quite an effort.
Yeah. Well, good to know that this is here. Should we manage to get back here? Okay.
Mhm.
Alright, and then you guys leave. Stepping back through, he's like, count of three again, right?
Count of three.
And then he'll.
Be sure to get the ribbon. I'm sure he probably did that on his own.
Oh,
But it's
actually, thank you. No, I would have. Sorry. Yeah. Oof. Okay. Yes.
all right. Let's get going.
Okay.
I was gonna walk on through again.
Yep. Fine.
Slow breathing. It does not get better. No.
3 seconds later. Actually, a little bit more like 4 or 5.
Is the guard a safe distance? Do I get
Yeah, yeah.
that again?
He's
Okay,
he's
you
like
got the word.
like this building is like 2 rooms, the study, and then like the little entry room that has the front door on it. He's just kind of sitting in that area or standing in that area.
Okay, good, good.
Boss, everything okay? Everything's okay? Yes. And he says, yeah, we got some we that I'll explain in the future. Just everything's okay.
Time to give the thumbs up.
And he says, as one of our associates at spooky magic shit.
A lot of good information on it too.
All right. So, Al, unless if there's anything specific that you're looking for on the way back when you travel, pass by two of the little um, locations, right, for the that have been converted for the mother.
hmm
Yeah, I mean, there's people gathering there like they do pretty much at all hours of the night. There's some candles lit and there's offerings left. There's actually like one or two ogres in the area, kind of keeping, not like maybe having a presence, not necessarily beating anyone up or anything.
hmm
Go ahead and give me a perception check if you can see. Just give me a perception check as you're passing by these.
11. I
Yoicks.
was tired.
Al is tired. Yeah, no, nothing really stands out. Just there's gathering of people. That's about it.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. I'd I'm still Zan at this point. I'll cast Detect Magic and get close to the altar and act like I'm praying,
Okay.
or kind of
So
follow any mannerisms that I've seen up to this point.
yeah, so something that you may have slightly missed, but now that you're up close, is that some of the food that was presented is not necessarily in the freshest of states. So it is that food is actually spewing off that the transmutation, conjuration side of magic. As you've become aware that when the food seems to break down, that's when like the magic starts to be revealed in it.
Mhm.
A little off-putting there. The people in the area don't even seem to really notice the food is rank. They're just leaving it as offerings. Um, but yeah, the altar itself, the thing that you get on it is that the runes upon it are what is the magical stuff, right?
Mhm.
It's one of those bullet stones that have been brought in, and it does give the semblance of magic, but that's about it.
Okay, so even I guess that makes sense with the raw magic chalk crystals. That's still just raw magic on top of raw magic.
In the form of the stones, you actually may have some more understanding. Can you just give me an Arcana check real quick?
And also a 3. Yeah. Oh, manual.
And
16.
part three. What was it?
16 Arcana.
Mean? Okay. You started to pick up the stones and the boulders that the ogres were bringing. Somewhat seem to be special, and there's that certain material, that mineral that's in them, that's solvate. And that is what allows them to be simultaneously on both spectrums.
Mhm.
So,
Oh, both spectrums is in transmutation conjuration,
oh, well, not
or
sorry, not
or what
both
planes?
of existence. That's
Oh,
why the boulder fields, for example, that's why they were the same on the material, the narrowscape, as they were on the ethereal here between.
mhm. They can exist between or in both.
They
Yeah.
exist on both at the same time, and it's because of that solving mineral.
Um, if I can see any of the mineral, is it also just raw magic?
Uh,
As opposed
It's
to a school?
it's not necessarily raw magic. It's very. I really don't know what you would call like planar magic, right? It's not really of a traditional school. It's
Geomancy?
yeah, right. It's very anchored in both. Go ahead. Hmm, No, I mean, like, yeah, I don't know how to give you it's multiple schools of magic. Basically, it's not like it's just one solid. It exists in the form of like you get it. Okay, well, it's not a traditional school. You understand that it's planescaping essentially is what it is. It's
Oh,
as it exists on both. That's the best way I can give it to you if you want something.
okay.
It
Um,
manages to exist in both planes at the same time.
nice. I think last question I have in mind is since they've been drawn traced with the chalk, do they seem any stronger or
So
yeah,
these
emanate
symbols
any
are
more
not
magic?
drawn. No, no, no. So you're looking for the chalk, and it's just the fish hooks, the harvest symbols.
Hmm.
They're the only ones that have had the chalk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
And while there are plenty of them at all these shrines and in different places, um, sure, like it's more magical in the sense that it has the magic of the chalk applied to it.
Okay.
Like you're not sensing like anything else. It's just like, nope, the
Nothing.
chalk is definitely here, and it is making this read as more magical.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not empowering the boulder any further or anything.
No, not that you can tell.
Okay. Um, if I can sneakily touch one of the chalks and see if I can just rub it a little bit.
I mean, some of the symbols are not even like hidden, so like it's not that difficult. Like, so yeah, you just go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check since you want to make sure no one notices you're doing it.
Hand is +5. 14 total.
Yeah, easy enough. It's dark. It's you just kind of rub it. The chalk doesn't come off.
I'm gonna lick my thumb and do it again.
Okay, you go for it. You do kind of mm-mm. It's pretty much on there. It's like painted on or something. It is affixed.
Hmm, oh, shit. Sorry, I had to mute myself. Okay. Without any kind of spells, I'm out of ideas. So I'm gonna go back to I'm gonna walk off.
I will say that when you rubbed your second time,
Mhm.
you got a small nick from the chuck. And it's like you kind of look close and it's already starting to just slightly crystallize.
Oh, okay. Um, I'll meet back with Issa's one last time. Not sure how far back he was standing.
Yeah, he was kind of just in the area with a couple of his people, flanking you guys, keeping it to the rear, keeping to the sides.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I'll just let him know. Yeah, that was a bit harder to get off than I expected, but the chalk is definitely it should be removable. It's gonna be hard to do it secretly or take a little bit of time.
Gotcha. Okay. At least that's if it's something we need to do and we need to remove it, at least there's a way. I don't know how we're gonna do it discreetly if it's difficult, but very well.
Mm,
We'll figure something out. So we'll have to. We should head back, right? And you should let
yeah,
you
yeah.
know progress, and I'll start seeing what my men have been able to accomplish.
Mm, sounds good. I think I can make it back on my own if you want to part ways sooner. I'll take a long way, kind of roundabout.
Yeah. Not to get followed. I get you. Till the morning then.
Mm, thanks for the help. See you then. Hope you can get some sleep as well.
It's gonna be hard with the news you shared.
Mm.
Restless night, I'm sure. All right.
Oh yeah,
Well then.
take it easy. Um, just on my way back, I'll definitely slip through an alley, turn into somebody else, and then finally arrive at the fish hut.
Yeah, you
Ideally.
have a shot under some random guys.
Fancy.
You hear Barchester as you're approaching. Continuing his little investigation for you, Dragnar.
You've certainly been busy.
Okay. So, rest of the people, if you're still awake, sorry about that, guys. Um, we'll just say anything that y'all would have liked to have done in the second shift. Or is it because Rock's asleep, right? Rock never came back.
No, he's gone. He's out of Discord.
Yeah. Okay. So second shift people, as Al returns, not as Al, but as under his guises. There's a brief awkward moment. Rock is like, "Who are you?" And then Al, you just, drop your
Yeah.
guy.
Oh, right. Oh, I'll go straight back to L.
All right, just
My bad, my bad.
keep track. All right, like I get it. You can get lost in it. I know you're an actor and everything, but jeez.
No, no, but I also don't want to, trying to lose a trail.
Yeah, I get you. I get you. If you find anything, we can pick
Mm,
up with you. divulging information when CJ's actually here.
And this and this and yeah, he's just disoriented as anybody else.
Yeah. Oh, geez, that is a discussion for the morning. Wow. You
Yeah.
managed to get a couple of. You managed to get it up and connected. You
Mhm.
bridged it. Good job, Al.
Yeah. Very,
Nice.
very satisfying. I'm hoping to have time in the morning to write out a few more, and I think I have to expend some magic to get it up and running, but should be easier the second time, you know?
Hopefully. All right. And we'll just say, if that's okay with you, Al, we'll jump to the next group on their shift, which I don't even remember. I think it was Karos and Dreg.
Dragnar, yep.
Yeah.
I was gonna go knock out.
How I'm feeling right now, actually. It's like, ugh, eyes stay open. James and Tsukitsuki. Rockin' Al, wake you guys up for switching the shifts.
Oh, okay. I'll inform Karos of what we talked about with Isos and what, not the specifics, I don't have them, but that Al and Isos went to, or not, yeah, Al and Isos went to check out the teleportation room.
Gross will say, what teleportation?
The room, you know, with all the sigils that we can move around.
The one we teleported it.
You
When?
weren't here, but yeah.
I know you were there, but you weren't there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was. Oh, okay. This is
Yeah,
like
it
last
was.
episode.
Yeah, it was, so essentially,
Kyle was not
Wednesday.
there. Karos was there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so essentially that ladder, the trapdoor going up, that the goons, the lackeys went out.
Mm-hmm.
Zarya fled. The group followed them up, or followed the way up, and it was a vacant space, um, more than 60 feet wide by 60 feet wide, and about 10 feet or so spaced out on every part of the walls. There was little spiral sigils, and they have glowing and active, and they went through a random one, and they ended up in that study, and that's what Al has just been spending his time figuring out how to activate. So he bridged one of them from just being a one-way to a two-way.
Gotcha. Okay.
You remember?
Now I remember.
Remember.
Okay. Well. So there's sigils for travel and sigils for potentially nefarious goings on.
Oh, also, I'll inform you of our conversation with Isos because you were sleeping about the plan. That's not a plan, but it's the only plan we got.
Right. Yeah. Seems like we're in a tight spot. Find the hags and kill them. Or stop them from triggering something that could possibly go off before we find them.
And I will go into in depth about explaining to him about my hypothesis about raising the hag mother and how they had told us about the 3 different types of power, soul power, and all that,
Yep.
and how I think they're going to use souls to try to bring her back. Now, Adam, I know nothing about what me and you were talking about in chat, right?
Yeah, no, yeah. This is James' knowledge. This is not direct.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I hadn't ran across that somehow, trying to piece that together. But anyway,
I don't recall. Wait. Which element? Just text or send it to me real quick. Just
what I had said about the conversation between Isos and Al.
okay. I don't. I will just ask the group because I honestly don't recall at this point. Because I know another individual has talked to me about it, and I don't remember if it was in game as well. What is the group's understanding of the harvest hook, the main symbol that you guys are concerned about? Other than it's like the symbol of the bounty, is there anything else that you guys have? You feel you've confirmed about it? I don't recall, and I don't have it in my notes.
I mean, I just remember that it was that we just discerned what it was because based on the looks that it was a fish hook and a scythe put together.
Perfect.
But other than that, like we didn't. Not that I know, even Danny or
Yep.
Davis knows like what it actually symbolizes.
That's what I thought. Okay, cool. So I'm not getting
Now,
conversation.
I think I had mentioned, but was never confirmed, that the hags were using it to to empower a spell, possibly. But we never confirmed that, and we never determined what spell it would be. But
Exactly.
I do remember mentioning that once.
Yeah, but that's what I was trying to
Yeah.
think. Y'all
When
ever
we
went?
left, when we left the Boulder Fields, Dragnar and me definitely had a conversation about it. I'm trying to see if I have any notes, but all
Yeah,
I've got right now is it is the symbol of the harvest.
I really don't remember y'all actually actively going beyond that, right? But that's what I was trying to. Like, I remember you guys talking, mentioning it maybe, but then like, oh yeah, maybe it is more than. Maybe it does have another purpose. Okay, cool. So yes, James, it is 100%. Dragnar has no clue.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I'm role playing correctly.
I appreciate that.
Yep. And then I'll be like, hopefully Barkchester will be able to get us some information about where they're at. I hope I'm wrong that it's going to happen within the next 24 hours, but I really believe, and that may not have been their plan, but with us confronting two of the three and them running from us, they may have expedited their plan.
I guess the question is, what have they been waiting for? What have they needed that's kept them from enacting it till this point?
The only thing I can think of is setting everything up that way people can't leave. And I'm assuming, not my knowledge of magic is very limited, but I'm assuming something of that scale would take a lot of preparation and a lot of things in the right locations and everything to be perfect for them to be able to pull something like that off.
Mm, I will ask both of you. Go ahead and give me perception checks. What is it? So symbol represents the harvest as a whole. It is a symbol of the mother. Yeah, perfect. Okay, yeah, cool, cool.
Yeah, that's basically all I had.
Yeah, perfect. I was just
23.
As you're having this discussion, Dragnar, one thing that kind of comes into your to your senses, it's not sound, it's not seeing something, but you actually kind of start to pick up on a smell. And that smell is just of general rot, of general like food decaying. And you're having the conversation with Carlos, and you just kind of naturally, as a group, start kind of walking, like you kind of lead the conversation, and you're still having your conversation, but then you get to the door, the window, and you then take it upstairs, and you guys kind of get to where the roof is. Pardon me, Barchester, as he's barking, and you see that not, too far away, but there is one of those mounds that has kind of happened to occur where they've been taking a lot of the excess food and not having a means to get rid of it and properly dispose of it. They're basically burying it to the best of their abilities. It looks like some of the giants and the ogres are just bringing in dirt from around, and there's just piles of food, essentially like an extremely crude compost pile. But we're talking,
Gotcha.
it's, you know, 10 feet tall by like 30 feet wide. Like it's huge. And now
Now,
you're, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
And now you're smelling it, you recall that, yeah, you've seen a few of them start cropping up just in town and you're kind of running by, giving it no thought because it's just whatever they're trying to deal with it.
Well, I had mentioned something about that previously because we were talking about the power and all that and her being in the land. And I had mentioned something about them increasing the bounty to draw the power from the land. And then with the rotting food having the magical properties, but we never investigated that. I remember mentioning that about
Yep.
5 or 6 sessions before.
Yep. And now that's where I'm giving you the little loop back, is you're smelling it, and you've been around with Rock and Al when they say like, nope, you can't pick up magic until it starts to rot and fall away. And there's like potential piles of rotting.
Okay, I'm going to look at Carlos and go, oh shit.
Hmm?
And then I will explain to him my previous theory and then point out the pile. And I'm going to start looking around for other piles.
Yeah, there's a like, do you venture out of the building and
Uh,
go?
Shit. We're on the roof right now, right?
Yeah,
So I'm going to do some roof parkour, keeping Carlos in sight, but also looking for more
sure.
of these mounds.
I'll say that within the area that you're able to comfortably traverse without getting too far away, there's 2 other piles. So there's 3 piles. And again, most of them are about 10 feet or so tall, 20, 30 feet wide. And it's the same thing. It's just a bunch of wasted food material that's covered up by dirt that you can only imagine is brought in somehow, likely by the giants or the ogres bringing it in.
Does there seem to be a pattern?
Of the 3,
Well, no,
the
once I see the 3 thinking in my head about my ability to understand the way the city is set up,
yeah.
I'm going to start looking for more piles to see if I can discern a pattern.
Oh, gotcha. The distances between the piles is relatively consistent. So yes, there's got to be some sort of crude pattern.
Does it seem like it's encircling the town? Or is there like a shape that it's doing?
Just go ahead and give me a wisdom check. You can do survival. I'll let you do survival. Is it piles?
22.
Yeah, definitely. It's encompassing. It's circling. It's basically it's spiraling.
It's building a perimeter around us to focus a spell. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
So I'll get back to Karos as quickly as possible. I will inform him what I've discovered, and I actually have a map of the town that I was working on. So I will mark the locations that I saw, and I say I think they're building a summoning circle of ish or something like that, and they're going to use the magic that's being released from the food to power something. It may be the initial catalyst before they do the soul side to bring back the mother, hypothetically.
What did you say the 3 components were again? Soul, the soul power.
There's soul, there's flesh, and then there's potential.
And the food is potential, right?
Yeah, it's something that is dying before it is supposed to, therefore it is releasing its potential, as far as your friends explained after their visit to the maze.
That's I believe that the food is going to be potential. I think the people are going to be flesh, and then when they're gone, their souls are left, and the soul is going to be the last part. So once I'm done explaining that to him, I'm gonna immediately start walking downstairs.
Okay. Yeah, I'll follow behind, kind of pondering what you kind of unloaded here.
And okay, correct me if I'm wrong, Adam. My knowledge of long rest as Dregnar, I know that I can wake them up and it won't affect them as far as their rest cycle, as long as we don't do a lot of activity, right? So a conversation would be fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, everyone gets woken up.
Huh? What? Is it,
Al, he barely got any sleep.
is it time for me to take over?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rock will be like, but I what? No, I'm tired.
Wait,
Okay.
what's up?
Yeah, what is up?
Yo.
James? Hello? Did we lose James? Did his internet go out at like the perfect time?
Yeah, be perfect, I guess. Well, go back
Hey.
to sleep later.
Karos explains all the things that Dregnar said as he
Yeah,
was.
so Dragnar will. I'll do it. Like, Dragnar will like start basically sounding a lot more conspiracy theory yet smart, crazy at the same. I think he's literally just texting me. I know that's Anita. But yeah. So he will kind of explain the mounds. He'll say that there's enough of them around that he's able to discern that there's a pattern, like a circle, and then maybe like a spiraling in. Give you the information about what you guys learned about what you guys told him that you learned about the maze, and that maybe this is a common connection.
So we don't need to necessarily evacuate the town as much as just that area, right?
Well, Dragnar will say, well, I don't know how many. Well, we've seen the mounds, right? We never gave them much thought.
Can you hear me now?
Hey,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, I dropped off of Discord. Sorry. So
Okay.
what did Adam say about what I said?
I just started your conspiracy, like your conspiracy.
I asked, so if it's just encircling this one area, we just need to evacuate that area. We don't need to evacuate the entire town.
Oh, he dropped.
He literally, hey, welcome back.
It's on his.
Oh my god, damn Kingwood internet. They need to fix their shit.
They need to like, get rid of Sunlink and give us more options.
That'd be amazing. So I will go through the spiel about talking about what I had said previously about the mounds and releasing magical energy,
Mhm.
combining that with what we talked about with soul potential and flesh.
Mhm.
And I believe that they're creating these mounds as repositories of potential energy that they're going to use to draw something to maybe create a catalyst or a starting point or whatever to start this hag mother return.
So
Did I lose you again? Okay.
Nope.
all right.
So, the question is, are these circles surrounding the whole town just different parts? Is it part of something, on a larger scope? Maybe not a circle, but a series of patterns encircling the city.
Adam, when I was walking around, I know I wasn't keeping an eye out for it, but were there enough that it was blaringly obvious?
There was an odor to the air, and yes, there was some mounds, sure.
Okay.
I think mentions that you recall now, like, yeah, there was a few.
Cool. Yeah.
Quickly, magic users, summon as many raccoons as you can.
Oh,
I
darn,
can
you
do
don't
that.
have to brew it, ha
I can turn one of you into a giant raccoon. Who's
Said
volunteering?
divine
Let's go.
intervention. We need everyone in town to get polymorphed into something that likes rotten food
ha.
for like 3 hours.
The sun wills it.
He'll look at you and he's like, the sun's not even out, guys. I can't.
The sun wills it.
So he is asleep, okay? Just won't answer my call.
So should I be? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just,
Fall over.
no, but yeah. So he'll say, I don't I don't know if that's even that's asking for a lot from the sun. Even for that. I mean, I he's just like stuttering. He's like, you have an imagination. I admire that. So We'll see what Sag does when he gets back. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. All right, so
Does rotting food burn, or is that too poison? Is that gonna poison everybody?
No, rotting food doesn't burn. It's like no, it's not dry. It's just
Just not edible.
yeah.
Okay. How do we?
I mean,
Said
some of it
potential.
might burn because like it, yeah. But I mean, it's not gonna hold a flame super well. I don't think.
How do we get rid of it? Gotta gotta use the potential, but can't eat it. Shouldn't eat it.
Bye, James.
I knew
It's
he
okay.
wasn't.
We're almost at the end for tonight. James is back.
Yellow.
Maybe.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm starting to get pissed off.
No, I get you. We're almost ending it. Don't worry. You guys found a really good spot to end it. So
Maybe we just end it.
yeah,
Are we gonna finish our long rest or not?
you guys will. Yeah, you guys will get the end of the long rest. Don't worry. And you guys will start the session with probably Sej and Davis in the morning, getting breakfast, and you guys getting ready to make a plan. Because like you guys will still need to, get some sleep.
A rest.
Yeah, a proper rest. But we can, if everyone's good with it, because it's already what 1:20 here.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and call it. We're having internet issues and all that, and CJ fell asleep. So good job. You guys are level 10 when you guys start next session because we'll say it's a long rest. So